the internet is lying to you about who the real legends are. I have the cold, hard proof that exposes 3 massively overrated characters. You need to stick to the end to see which hero's reputation gets completely destroyed by the facts. Let's start with the contrast nobody wants to acknowledge. Aang was a kid who woke up one day and realized the world was on fire literally and said, "All right, this ends now." He didn't start the war, he didn't benefit from it. He inherited a global catastrophe and shut it down in under a year. Meanwhile, Korra was handed peace on a silver platter and somehow managed to fumble it into chaos. That's not legacy, that's negligence. People love to hype Korra because the animation budget went up and the fight scenes looked flashy, but when you strip away the visuals and actually evaluate results, it's unattractive. Lost her bending, lost her connection to the past avatars, which is basically the avatar equivalent of deleting your entire operating system. Opened a permanent spirit portal to the human world, like that wouldn't have consequences. Was abducted, manipulated, overpowered, and outplayed repeatedly. Let multiple villains run victory laps while she was either recovering, captured, or doubting herself. Aang fought Fire Lord Ozai at the height of his power during Sozin's Comet at 12 years old with limited training and won. Korra got walked down one-on-one by Zahir. No comet, no power amp, just straight hands and lost. Please stop putting these two in the same sentence. Now let's switch universes. Because Spider-Man discourse has completely lost the plot. Andrew Garfield is an incredible actor. His suit? Elite. His emotional range? Fantastic. But being a good actor does not automatically make your Spider-Man legendary. When you actually examine what his version accomplished, the resume is thin. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man faced impossible moral dilemmas and chose the hardest option every time. He stopped a runaway train with his bare body. He fought multiple villains at once while injured. He saved people without powers. He carried the burden silently and still showed up. He made impossible saves over and over again. Tom Holland's Spider-Man has been dealing with multiversal threats since he was a teenager. Literal reality-breaking enemies. Cosmic consequences. Pressure no other version faced at that age. Andrew's Spider-Man, he failed when it mattered most. Lost Gwen? Nearly lost to the Lizard, a villain who barely cracks mid-tier. Needed sacrifices from others just to scrape by. Quipped while civilians were actively dying. And let's not forget how his crime-fighting strategy was basically interrupt, realize this isn't my guy, leave. That's not heroism. That's incompetence with jokes. Style doesn't equal substance. Now let's talk anime. Because Sasuke Uchiha might be the most overpraised character in shonen history. This man lost almost every major fight he ever entered. Got humbled by Life-Taker Beast so badly it looked like a training exercise. Got folded by Rock Lee in public, manipulated by Orochimaru, warned by Kakashi, ignored everyone, lost to Itachi twice and only won because illness finished the job. Saved repeatedly by others when the consequences finally arrived. People call him legendary because he looks cool while failing. That's it. Naruto was ostracized, mocked, disrespected, and doubted by everyone, and still became the backbone of the entire world. Sasuke spent the series being rescued from his own bad decision. That's not legend status, that's plot armor. Now flip the script, because not everyone gets unfair praise. Some get unfair hate. Gong, calling him not legendary is insane. Look at the MonsterVerse lineup. Godzilla is a walking nuclear reactor with armor, regeneration, and centuries of dominance. King Ghidorah is a 3-headed extinction event. Rodan, Mothra, Scar King, every one of them is biologically engineered for destruction. And Kong, he's just a giant ape with an axe and still stands toe-to-toe with gods. He fought Godzilla on water, at a disadvantage, and still made it competitive. Pulled up to Scar King in his own territory and ran the fade. Took hits that would level cities and kept swinging. No laser, no radiation, just grit, instincts, and heart. If that's not legendary, then the word has no meaning. Now let's address Invincible. Mark Grayson might be the most ineffective hero I've ever seen. Loses constantly, saves almost no one. Lets buildings collapse while he's getting beat into paste. Villains use Earth as a confidence boost because they know he won't finish the job. Holds back while entire populations die. Prioritizes personal feelings over global extinction level threats. This isn't honor, it's irresponsibility. Every other great hero understands the burden. Sometimes you sacrifice personal comfort for the greater good. Mark repeatedly fails that test, over and over. At some point, You're not a developing hero, you're just bad at the job. And finally, Ironhide. Specifically, movie Ironhide. There is an absurd amount of nostalgia-driven hype for a character who did almost nothing on screen. One decent action sequence does not erase an entire film series of background presence. When he died, the team didn't collapse. The mission didn't fail. The story kept moving because the real heavy lifting was always done by Optimus, Bumblebee, and the human leads. His death was emotional, sure, but narratively replaceable. Legendary status isn't about vibes. It's not about cool designs. It's not about slow motion shots or dramatic music. It's about results under pressure. And a lot of these characters simply don't have them. The verdict is in. Now, I want your raw opinion. Drop your comment below and tell me which character you think is the most overrated of all time. Defend the one character on this list you believe is actually legendary. Do not forget to follow for more unfiltered breakdowns that challenge the popular narrative.